What's up, everyone, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 8 of Girl You Know What podcast. I am your host, Tahir.
And I'm Keisha.
And girl, it's Episode 8. We only got a couple more for the... we didn't even decide if we were doing 10 episodes or not. I think 10 is good.
12, I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. We'll work that out still, but yeah.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, so this week...
It's been a very exciting, eventful week.
Listen.
I mean, child, if I could explain, life is hell. And Lord, thank you for waking me up every day.
Right.
But
But it still don't mean you don't have stuff you got to deal with.
I like to be clear. Lord, thank you for waking me up.
Yes.
Thank you for the activity of my limbs and, breath in my body. But people are hell, Lord. It's your people.
Those people are trash.
Very much so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but keep going.
Yeah. So, but we're going to, and we might as well just go on and, just go ahead and get it started, get it popping. And we're just going to start with one of the biggest trash bags out here, literally and physically.
Speaking of people being trash.
Okay. Now, we told y'all that we were going to talk about Karl Malone this week, and the more I read into him, the more pissed I got. So we probably won't spend too much time on this, but we are going to get into what's been going on with him and this,
So this was brought about because the NBA All-Star Game was the week of Valentine's Day. So it would have been about the 20th or something like
about
that.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
So, and because it was in Utah, and for people who don't know, Karl Malone played for the Utah Jazz. Did he play his entire career there?
Except for either his last year or his last 2 years. Because remember, he went to the Lakers because he was trying to win a championship, and that failed.
So he's played a majority of his career with the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
So the All-Star Game was in Utah. So of course, this whole controversy comes up because the NBA felt obligated, I'm sure, to have Karl Malone participate in the activities.
Right.
Well, that pissed a lot of people off.
As usual.
And it pissed a lot of people off because Karl Malone has a very checkered past. Present. Probably future. Who knows?
The way he's acting, yeah. Future, yeah.
Exactly. So, now this story broke, I would say, at least 3 or 4 years ago, I heard people talking about this before.
Yeah, I think it was before then because I remember it was when he was still playing because one of my aunts, she loved Karl Malone. It was always Karl Malone and Denzel Washington. That was it for her. And when she heard about this, and this is, I think, when he was still playing in Utah, she was like, like they broke up or something like that. She was like, oh, I'm done,
So see, I've never heard this story mentioned while he was in the league.
It got swept under the rug real quick because he was still playing.
I heard people bring it up a few years ago that, Karl Malone had a baby by a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old.
Yeah, she was 13, yeah.
While he was 19.
20.
So, but people, it was like a spur of the moment shock. It didn't stick really.
Right.
So now, I don't know the black comedian's name. It looks like he hosts a talk show, one of those after hours shows. And I don't know if it's sports, if it's on HBO. I'm not sure where the show is. But he brought it up again recently.
Right.
And now, of course, because I believe when it came out a few years ago, TikTok was not like a thing.
You didn't have all this outrage because, like you said, TikTok wasn't. If it was around, it wasn't as big.
It was in its infancy stage. If it was around.
It wasn't being used for what it is now.
So now that people have heard about it again, it's like, wait a minute.
And we're in a different time.
Yeah.
You saw that,
it's like you had a baby by a 13-year-old.
While you were a sophomore in college.
So, here's my issue. I'm always going to talk about the parents. I don't care what y'all say. Because the problem was her parents let her have the baby because they saw, and I don't care what they say either, you saw the financial gain or potential.
Oh yeah.
They knew that he was going to go to the league.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really a secret to anybody that he was going to make it.
Right.
So you knew what you could potentially gain from that financially. Second of all, sir, you're a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what you say
No.
at all.
Mm-mm.
If you out here sleeping with children and there's nothing you can say to me as a 20-year-old, as a sophomore in college, you're on a college campus with all them women and you would prefer to date a middle schooler.
Right.
Because if you all don't remember, we were in middle school when we were 13.
Exactly.
He's in college
Prepping for the NBA.
and he's sleeping with a middle schooler.
Ciao. But
I don't know if you can come back from
you
that.
can't. You can't. And his attitude towards it is just like it's disgusting because it's almost like, so what? Like what? It was done, whatever, and the thing is, he could be looking at it like, well, it was so long ago. Why are y'all so worried about it now? But no, you were sleeping with a teenager. You were sleeping with a teenager. I don't care if you were 19, 20. I don't care if you were 18, 13 years old.
Even if you were 18, she's in middle school.
Middle school, thank you. But me going down the rabbit hole of this idiot.
Oh, that's what I've been waiting on. Go ahead.
Did you know that was his third child at that time?
I'm sorry, Jesus.
So he had already experienced fatherhood with twins. He and I don't even know, they would not call this woman his girlfriend for nothing. So, but they were both 17 when this. I'll just say the mother because I don't know if it was a girlfriend or not because they would not say that. But they were 17 when she gave birth to a boy and a girl. So, okay, both of them are 17. Okay, you're still teenagers. Okay. He would not claim these children either.
Oh, I believe it.
He did not claim these children until they were adults. And a lot of people are saying that he felt like he was obligated to claim them, not only because it was brought out, but because his daughter was in the WNBA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know what the son did. I don't know if they said if he played basketball or football
Oh,
or
is these the ones they was talking about? The son was in the NFL.
yeah, the son was in the NFL, right, and the daughter was in the WNBA. So they're athletes, they're making their own money, whatever, they're grown, doing their own thing, and now you want to claim them. But he would not claim these kids their entire life basically until they became professionals on their own. He didn't want to have anything to do with them. So
What's his issue?
I don't know. Well, okay, that's the other thing. When we could talk about parents, and he may not have had the best childhood. Not saying that this doesn't make up for what he did. We want to put that out there because he knew better. But I guess his parents were married, but his father had a whole nother family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was one of them situations like I don't know if like he didn't find out till later on, later on in life that this was going on, that he had other siblings and his dad was married to a whole nother woman or whatever. But yeah, so I don't know if he was like a teenager when he found that out. He wasn't young when he found out. So, but
it's kind of like do the sins of the father fall on the children?
Mm-hmm.
Because my God, here you are. Your father had a whole different family.
Right.
You have children too that you don't acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like your father had another wife. He just had some kids and another woman over there.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But you took it a step further.
Right. Thank you.
and said, I'm not even gonna claim these kids. What child is real ghetto out here?
Real ghetto. I mean, so he
But
had,
these are the people who people like, oh,
yeah,
Carl Malone, the mailman. He was
uh-huh,
delivering a lot of shit back
a
then.
lot of shit.
He was
Child.
delivering more than balls to the basket.
No, no pun intended, honey.
Listen,
Okay.
honey, because that's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, it was a lot
And for
to.
him, and then this is my thing: when you
Mm-hmm.
get caught up in something, and this goes for any of us, for you to still walk around with that smug, arrogant attitude.
That's what's getting me. Just like it ain't nothing. What are y'all so
Just
mad about?
like get over it.
Yeah, that's basically the attitude right there. That's it. That is it right there.
Oh my.
Uh huh. But that's their man, though. That's their man. That's the mailman.
Child.
Mm. But anyway, so briefly, I'm so sick of racist pieces of shit. And I mean, I don't even know how else to put it. So now I haven't read comics in a long time, like the Sunday comics in the paper and stuff like that. But I remember like glancing over Dilbert, every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So the creator of Dilbert, and I'm pretty sure he's the illustrator too. I'm pretty sure he is. But
Uh-huh.
I know for sure he's the creator, Scott Adams. He went on a tirade about race and all this other stuff. And mind you, his comic strip is still active in publications.
Mm-hmm.
So, and did he have wasn't there a cartoon for Dilbert too? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, he basically, his whole thing, and he even said this, was that black people are, what did he call us?
Oh Lord Jesus.
Hold on, I'm trying to get, dang it, I should have wrote it down because I just knew I wouldn't forget. But basically, oh, he said black people are the real hate group.
The real what?
Hate group.
The real what is that word? Because I cannot hear the real what?
Hate. HATE,
Oh,
girl.
my
Yes.
God.
Yeah, that's why you couldn't hear it because it's bullshit.
Like what?
Sometimes
I come up with some of the corniest shit I've ever
Child.
heard.
So, and then he had the nerve to double down on it. Of course, that's what they do, and then I guess he did an apology, but he didn't do an apology. And I think it was like, it wasn't even like a full real apology, which those apologies they can keep them because they don't mean nothing.
And sir, who cares?
Right. That's the thing. And,
Caucasians, listen to me clear. Get this in your spirit. We don't care. Do you notice that we just go on and live our lives?
Exactly.
Because we don't care.
No.
I've seen two white people. I don't know who this man is. And I think I sent it to you. Tom Segura talking about using washcloths.
Oh,
Is it a black people thing?
Yes.
I think it's for the pores.
Mm-hmm. The pores.
I politely went in those comments and said, the fact that they speak on anything that has to do with soap and water is beyond me. It's really nobody's taking y'all's opinion on bathing or washing meat.
Nothing.
You don't even wash the food that goes in your mouth.
Listen.
And if you don't use wash rags, how are you cleaning between your cheeks?
Child, that's a whole nother story right there. They probably don't, because they don't think a lot of them don't think they stink anyway. That's why they don't bathe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're pure people, so that's what a lot of them think. And that's from their mouths, not mine. I'm just saying.
And they was talking about they don't wash their legs and feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Child.
No, girl, there was a video not too long ago where I don't know how long this couple had been dating, but they were a white couple. And they must not have been dating that long, but I don't know if they had just moved in together or he spent the night a few times at her house or vice versa, whatever. But she basically said that she had caught him, like he was acting like he was taking a shower, but wasn't. So he would go in the bathroom, run the water, but just sit there because he didn't think he needed to shower. And
what I just told my baby today? This is a perfect. I don't know what we were talking about. She comes home from school. She always have these little conversations.
Right.
And I told her, Oh, I know exactly what it was. There was a story where a lady was doing a wedding and the bride needed to use the bathroom. So the wedding planner went into the bathroom to check, to make sure nobody was in there because you don't want anybody to see her. She walks in the bathroom and the groom is being breastfed by his mother.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
So, and I was telling Sade. So we was laughing, and she said, "But why?" I said, "Let me tell you something." And this goes exactly to what you just talked about. I said, "Some things we don't even need an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
You will save yourself so much aggravation. Don't ask why. Just move on."
Exactly. I tell
If
people
I
that all the
walk in the
time.
bathroom and catch you pretending like you taking a shower, I don't need an explanation why
Right.
you're doing it. Just leave.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Because if you have to pretend, you know that's something that you should be doing.
So go ahead and you just go ahead and we can end this.
Right.
Because there is a woman out there who probably doesn't bathe just like you don't, and the two
Mm-hmm.
of you should be together.
Yeah.
But I literally just had that conversation with her. Just some things you don't need an explanation for.
Mm-hmm.
Just move on.
Right.
Just go on with your life.
And I think I've put that in comments when I've posted things before too, like, I got questions, but I just can't.
Every,
It's just like there's just some
everything does
things.
not need to be explained to you.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't desire to want an explanation for everything.
Right.
If I walk in there and see your dirty ass not washing, as a grown man, because kids do stuff like that.
Exactly.
Bye. It's over.
I mean, you pretending.
I just told her that. I said, don't even. I said, and if you get that funny feeling and you feel like something is going on and you want block them. Just block them.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and that don't just go for men. For guys who you'll be involved with, that go for women too. If
Mm-hmm.
you feel like your friends is acting weird and some shit seem like it's off, block them.
Exactly.
Stop expecting explanations from people. Because at the end of the day, nobody owes you an explanation for their choices.
Right.
But you make a choice for you.
Mm-hmm.
Leave them alone. Ain't no way I'm gonna walk in no bathroom and no grown man pretending like he washing his ass.
More than
Bye, sir.
once. She said that the first time, she said she tried to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Then there she was
But
wrong
she
right
was
there.
wrong right there. Because she said a few times he did it. I was like, a few times? Child.
And I just told her that. I said, don't be trying to convince yourself to stay in something after they already did something wrong. Don't do that. Cause you finna make that man's life miserable and you about to be miserable.
Mm-hmm. Just move on. It ain't worth it.
Move on. Cause look what she turned into, a bathroom snooper.
Yeah.
She now you seen this man not take no shower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Now you going behind him, peeking to
Yeah.
make sure he washing his ass and he a grown man.
Right. That's the
No,
thing.
you causing yourself aggravation. You can't even lay down in peace.
Exactly. Then you blasted him and put him on social media. So, I mean, you ain't looking that great either, anyway, throughout the whole thing.
I gotta go back and watch the Chris Rock special because I see everybody tweeting that quote. He said that the how attention is the new affliction or something
Mm-hmm.
of people, and I'm like, he's telling the truth.
Yeah, it
I
is.
just told my mother that she was telling me a story about somebody and like, oh, this happened. I said, but listen, I done told you time and time again, Mama, I don't trust people who
Mm-hmm.
post their entire lives on social media.
Right.
It is a lie. It's fake.
Mm-hmm.
It is not true
Yep.
because they are seeking attention and validation from other people.
Mm-hmm.
If that was actually the truth and that was your life, you're living it. You're happy. Why do you always have to show other people?
Exactly. Why you have to prove how happy you are? Why you have to prove all
Exactly.
the things that you claim that you're doing or your spouse is doing for you or whatever?
I don't get
I
into
don't get
people who
it.
put them speeches up. I think it's a
Mm-mm.
lie.
Yeah.
And it could be true. You could be living a blissful life.
Mm-hmm. More
He
power
could
to
be
you.
he could be giving you a soft life and all that bullshit y'all typing, but baby, I don't believe it. I'm not
Uh-uh.
buying it.
Nope, not a bit.
I'm not buying it.
That's why I just keep on scrolling.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Child.
I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
People would be shocked to even know I was in a relationship. I was
Mhm.
inboxing somebody from high school, and we talk quite frequently.
Right.
And I told her, I said, "Look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been in a relationship for 10 years,
Mhm.
for exactly 10 years.
Right.
Like I just don't feel the need to. Oh, oh, the fuck! I don't get into that, y'all. We
Uh-uh.
wasn't raised like that.
No, that's the thing I
So
don't
the fact that
understand.
y'all do it, so it's weird.
It's just like so effortlessly. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna tell everybody what I'm doing today.
Girl, yeah, because he brought me and he did. And then he was like, look what he did. I don't give a fuck.
Child.
Do y'all, I have seen women who do that. I know for facts, that your husband be in another bitch inbox.
Listen,
You're not going to make a fool of me, sir. No,
listen.
no, no,
That's it right there.
no,
Mm-hmm. And especially
no,
when you've seen the messages, child.
Woo!
That's
No.
mm.
When you out here rubbing elbows with the hoe that your husband is sleeping with, no,
That's your sister.
no,
Yeah, y'all sister wives
our
up in
sister
here.
wives,
That's all
and you
that
out
is.
here because he, and then
Mm-hmm.
he did no. Because
But
I'm not even talking about this from my man.
mm-hmm.
I'm talking about it like it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it. Have your relationship in private.
Thank you.
And you know what I've been recently seeing this,
What's that?
and I told my niece, this particular man constantly just been like, I love my wife. My wife is the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Just randomly.
Right.
Oh, my wife is the best thing ever happened to me. Now you've been married to this woman for, I'll say 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've been with her for like 10 years. Y'all probably been married for 7 years. Please stop telling us that you cheating on her or that you have cheated on her. Because when you do stuff like that, well, out of the blue, I'm giving y'all some humans tell on themselves.
Oh yeah. Because people think they're
Humans,
smarter than the next person.
you're not. When you are out here, all of the sudden, my wife is so beautiful. My wife is this, my wife is that. So you've been fucking around on that girl.
Basically.
And now you're trying to prove to her that you love her. But let me
Mm-hmm.
tell y'all a secret. She's not buying that shit.
Mm-mm.
She don't buy it.
No, she might think it's okay because you're professing it out loud to everybody else and they may believe it, but she ain't believing that shit because she knows what's going on.
And she don't even want you professing it out loud. Because honestly, when you do it, it's a reminder that you already made a fool of her.
Right. That's true. That's true.
She don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell her. Show up for her. Do what it is that you should have been doing for her in the beginning.
Right.
But you don't have to tell the world. Because now it's become obvious you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
Something has happened here. And you're trying to make amends for it.
People.
It's a public embarrassment.
It is. And I don't think that people realize, just like this, especially when kids are involved, because, we talked about Nia Long and what happened in her situation with, her trash bag of an ex-boyfriend. And she has a son from a previous relationship. He's grown. But she and Amy, I think that's his name, they have a son together. I think he might only be like 10 or 11, maybe.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, he's young. And she did an interview about a month or so ago. And she said that the breakup is hard on him, and she has to be strong for him. So she hasn't really had time to
even grieve.
Grieve, right? Because she's worried about her son.
Yeah.
So when not only are you doing these things, you're causing. See, people don't think when they do things like that, they're only thinking about themselves, of course.
Yeah.
But you're not thinking about your spouse, you're definitely
Yeah.
not thinking about your children. You're just thinking about yourself in the moment and how it just trickles down. So when you do that and being two celebrities like they are, we can equate that to you posting that to us because we all know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I may not have said that right, but it's just like it's almost the same thing. It's like, yeah, they're on a bigger spectrum and platform because that's Nia Long and her ex was a former basketball player and coach.
Right.
So they're on a huge platform, but you're on a platform with us.
Right.
And we know the tea. So it's almost like the same thing. So it's just like you're
Hmm.
not giving your wife, and if the kids know, or even your parents, who may be disappointed, you're not giving anybody else that time to process what has happened.
It's terrible.
It is. And but that's what people do when they just think about themselves, in
Yeah.
situations like that, and
It's really terrible. And it's just
yeah,
like, y'all got to stop that.
right. And professing your love, that's trying to make you feel better.
Yeah.
It's not like, because like you
Like, oh, here,
said,
let me prove it to you.
right, right.
That's not how you prove it to her. You prove it to her behind closed doors.
Actions speak louder than words. That's one of the oldest sayings in the word. That and move in silence. That's what y'all need to do. The best
Just get it right in your house.
child, the best
Like,
apology
my
is
God.
change behavior. That's it. That's it. You ain't got to tell me nothing. Just change.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
It's despicable.
It
I
is.
think we just said a word and had a show right there.
I mean, that's it right there.
That's the lesson for the day right
Okay.
there.
So
Nice.
so next week we're going to talk briefly today, but we're going to get into next week's going to be kind of deep
I think we
because
should just do the whole thing next week.
okay.
Colorism should just be
Yeah.
the whole, because there is layers to this.
Mhm.
It needs to really be, we need to really address it.
It's a
You
very
know,
uncomfortable conversation for black people, especially black women, and but it needs to be had. And
yeah.
because
And we may
it
put a
affects
guest
all of
on,
us. Okay. We can see.
I may have a guest
Okay.
that can speak to it. Because we are not necessarily the darkest women.
Right.
So our skin tone we need to include some women of a darker hue
Yeah.
because we need a different perspective.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. And that's only fair.
I
Yeah.
really think we need a different perspective. So I have two people in mind who, two of my best friends are dark skinned.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. That'll be
um,
perfect.
you know, and I would love to just, hear from their perspective, how they
Mhm.
feel about it.
Yeah.
One of my friends, she's very open about it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it would be interesting.
Yeah, for
Well, I think
sure.
we did our due diligence for the day.
Yeah, we gave a word on some trash bags, so that's what we do. So we know the show was a little later I mean, not later, shorter this
Shorter.
week,
Mhm.
but all of our shows won't be long. We got everything covered that we wanted to,
Absolutely.
but we both got busy schedules, so we just definitely wanted to give y'all something, of course, of quality, but we just wanted to you know make sure
Pop
that
in.
huh.
I said just wanted to pop in.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So as usual, you can
yeah.
find all of our information, girl underscore you know what, on Instagram. And from there you can reach at Wellness and Women and at DannieBSpeaks. And we thank you for listening for these many weeks and for this entire year, because it's been a whole year.
Yeah.
So we are quite thankful for all of your support. And we will see you next week.
All right, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.